2021 and we're setting our intentions.
Mm-hmm.
What are some like exercises, like some questions people should ask themselves?
I'm so glad you asked, because last year what I did was a 3-day challenge where I encouraged people to join me as I picked my word for the year. And so the very first thing that I told them to do was, we got to look back at it, right? We got to figure out what happened in that year. And it's so important to just assess, like you said, what went on. And so I told them, listen, you get one thing to complain about. That's it. When we complain about it, we acknowledge it. We know it went wrong, but then you have to celebrate yourself 3 times. Name the things that went right. And so sometimes that's really difficult because we keep a running record of every time we effed up, but we don't keep a running record of every time we killed it, every time we showed up, we got the promotion, we did that PowerPoint, that deck in Canva, whatever, it came out, we killed it. So one of the things that I said for them to do, I just want to make sure I got it right because I want to read my own little notes, was some of the questions I had people ask themselves is, how do you define success? Because I think as we get older, the definition may change. For some people, it may be money. For some people, it may be service. Some people, it may be title, right? So how do you define success? What energizes you? So now we're thinking about what makes you want to get up in the morning. And sometimes it might be your paycheck, right? It might not be the job itself, but it might be the fact that you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. Let's be honest. What scares you the most? And why do you allow it to have the power over your life? What's your greatest strength, your ability, your talent? What are you looking forward to? So all of these questions are meant, like I told you in the very beginning, it's all about a conversation. So these questions were really a chance for people to have a conversation with themselves and to really become self-aware and assess what it is that made sense in their lives and what didn't, right? What are you being called to do? So if you have never thought about your purpose, this is your purpose question. What have you forgotten that you need to be reminded of? Do you know how often it is that we forget what we said we wanted to be when we were little? Like, outside of, the typical answer that people used to give and be like, oh, I want to be I want to be a police officer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. Like, people now have access to so many different kinds of careers that you can create your job. You can make the thing, right? No, people didn't have digital products when I was growing up, but now it's a thing. And so now you have to create your existence, create your purpose, create the very thing that's going to make you happy. And then one of the questions was, what's preventing you from creating an action plan to move toward your goal? So all of these questions were designed for people to make them to think and dig deeper. And then from there, the second part was to see what themes emerge, what words are emerging, what things are repeated, and then kind of curate that list down. So let's say, for instance, if like 10 words appeared from those questions, maybe you look at some things that are kind of the same. What themes you have, maybe like, I don't know, fear is popping up for you, maybe, courage is popping up, whatever pops up, then we kind of then we're examining what those things mean. But then too, the other part I push people to do is create a definition for themselves. We know what Webster said, and that's fine, and we know that's the official tissue, but what does this mean to you, right? So if you said one of your years was success, then for me, I would say, okay, well, what is your definition of success? What does success look like for you in terms of going into 2021? What will be a successful year for you, right? If you create 3 digital products and you make your revenue goal of maybe $30,000 with your digital products, is that success to you, right? So everyone is going to come at it with a different kind of definition. So it's not success for you. It's not going to look the same for me, and it shouldn't, because we have different goals.